I'm Joe Bonifate of Arch Masonry and Restoration. Today we are going to spread mortar. Like most things, I'm going to talk about minimizing movements. Minimizing movements is the key to being a good, successful mason. You want to put a lot of quality material in the wall without beating up your body. That's the key to a successful career. And the first step to doing that is learning how to spread mortar. A lot of masons really don't spread mortar. They put mortar on the wall. You'll see they have these giant trowels because they can't seem to get more mortar on the wall than what is the length of their trowel. That's a shortcut, and that's not the proper way to spread mortar. One thing that I like is to use a wide heel trowel. This way you can load more material on your trowel without fatiguing your wrist. For example, to illustrate my point, take your trowel and take a brick. Set the brick on the tip of your trowel and feel the weight and strain on your wrist. Now pull the brick close to the heel of your trowel and you'll notice a significant difference. This is the benefit of having a wide-heeled trowel. You can load more material on your trowel without fatiguing yourself. More material on your trowel means less times you do the motion of getting mortar and taking it to the wall. Also, if you know how to spread mortar, you can work with a wide-heeled trowel because you're actually spreading the mortar, not just putting it on the wall. Spreading mortar essentially involves keeping the tip down and the heel up. And as the mortar slides down your trowel, you are spreading it. You're not flopping mortar onto the wall. We're going to start by spreading 8-inch CMU. Whenever you're working with block, you're always going to want to load your trowel and give a little snap to take the air out of it. So start by grabbing a full trowel, give it a snap, and then spread it on the wall. As you can see, I was able to spread the mortar for more than twice the length of my trowel. A good spread should be about 2 blocks long. When spreading, always go from left to right if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, you're going to go from right to left. And you're always going to pull away from your spread, never into your spread. And what I mean by that is I wouldn't want to be spreading into myself like this because I'm going to have too much mortar right here. You always want to pull away and have a nice even spread. The goal when you spread mortar is to completely cover that web and have enough mortar high enough that you can compress your block, set it nicely, and cut off enough mortar to put on your head joint. Now when I'm spreading on the inside of the wall, I'm going to want to turn the trowel. The way I turn the trowel will enable me to reach further. Your left foot, or right foot if you're left-handed, but your non-trowel leg should be anchored at the mortar board because it always brings you back to get the next trowel. And you should be able to spread from board to board. The boards will be 5 to 6 feet apart on the ground, 7 feet apart on the scaffold. So you want to be able to reach 4 feet in either direction. If you turn your arm in, instead of spinning the trowel with your fingers, if you turn your arm in this way, you're limited to how far you can spread the mortar. But if you spin the trowel, you can reach much further from your anchor point, the mortar board. Now, I have a little light spot there. I cut my excess off and I take care of it right there. When you're doing a jam, you always want to make sure that you hit your ends. Full mortar all the way to the corners. This avoids you from having holes. When you're spreading mortar, You're going to come in with your trowel having the tip pointed down, and you're going to, as you spread the mortar, lower your trowel. Essentially, as the mortar slides down, you spread it down the wall, keeping your trowel in a very vertical motion, such as this. Similar on the inside of the wall, you have the same motion. You just turn your hand differently. When putting your head joint on, you come in with your tip of your trowel down and you face the wall. Your trowel should be more in plane with the face of the wall as you come across to ensure that you have a nice full bed joint that covers the face. On the interior motion, it's a little bit more difficult to capture that. Sometimes you can simply go like this, which you can also do out here if it doesn't interfere with a line or it's not a decorative unit. So those are your options. Sometimes if the line is here, people will just prime this and then face it in 2 moves. A prime and face looks like this. That's where you don't have the ability to really swing in and snap your joint on, like so. That's the proper way to put on head joints. Trowel vertical, the angle of the trowel is with the plane of the wall.